I was almost camped in Nairobi, but as a Naija boy, nobody fit find me. The first month I suffered because I couldn't convert my naira to Kenya shilling. And the worst part is I couldn't get food. I could not buy food. Even ordinary garri, I could not find. This is my story, how I applied, how I got myself in Kenya, and everything you need to know. So if you want to move to Kenya, make sure you watch this video till the end. So I have been to several countries around the world, but this time I decided to move to Kenya. And I applied directly from Nigeria. The first thing I did was to apply for an e-visa. Okay, I'll drop the link in the YouTube description how you too can apply for an e-visa. The e-visa didn't take up to 2 days. I got my e-visa. This is how the e-visa looks like on the screen. And for me, I think I paid 200K for my processing. And sometimes your e-visa could come out in a day, 2 days, sometimes 3 days, but I got mine in 2 days. So after I got my e-visa, the next thing I did was to book my flight ticket. Okay, so basically I use Waka Now. This is not an advert, but then I use Waka Now because with their website I was able to get list of cheap flights, affordable flights to Nairobi. Okay, sometimes I saw 900K, but at one particular point I saw 850,000 naira, so I grabbed the opportunity. So I paid for my one-way flight ticket from Lagos to Nairobi. Now there was an issue at the airport, and I'm going to mention it because for those of you who will be coming or who will be going from Nigeria and you want to visit Kenya, you need to have this in mind. So when I got to the airport, this is what happened. Okay, now with me is my e-visa on my phone, a copy of my e-visa on my phone, and then my flight ticket. So when it was time for me to board, because we used Uganda Airways, it was a connecting flight, so we have to go to Uganda first before we move down to Nairobi. Most times when you see connecting flight, it's much more cheaper than direct flight. And obviously, if you want something cheaper, a cheaper flight, just make sure you search for connecting flight. The only thing you'll be paying is time, because probably you're supposed to spend like 8 hours, but then you'll be spending 11 to 12 hours. So I actually use this route so that anybody can go through this route if you don't have too much money. So that is why I went through the easiest way as possible so I can make this video for you. Okay, so when I got to the airport, it was time for me to board. The flight was 9 a.m. Behold, after they've checked my luggage, they checked everything. Now the immigration guy said I will not go in. Why? Because I don't have a return flight ticket. And I was like, I'm traveling East Africa. I'm doing a tour around East Africa, and I showed them proof. And they were like, "Nah, without your flight ticket back home, you can't go anywhere." After too much struggling, we were having. At some point, I just called my friend. My friend was like, "Why don't you just settle these guys and go?" Because I was the first in the queue, and everybody had entered. It was just remaining me. So I was like, "Okay, let me just give this guy what they want." And behold, this guy collected 70K from me. Yes, 70K. I paid 70K just to gain entrance. Now after paying the 70K, finally they allowed me to board. But whoever ate that 70K, God will punish you. God will punish you. Because just so you know, if you don't have your return flight ticket, make sure you hold pocket money, or else these people will not let you go in. Okay? So basically, after we boarded, I think we got to Uganda. I think our flight left there. I think we left around 11 a.m. in the morning, if I got that correctly. Then got to Uganda by 9 p.m. at night. Then we took a connecting flight directly from Uganda down to the Nairobi Airport. Okay, I think that one took about an hour or so. So overall, I got to Nairobi by 11 p.m. Now the person that is supposed to pick me at the airport was at the car park. Okay, and you only have access to Wi-Fi at the airport. Once you leave the airport, you really have connection. Okay, now something happened. So I called the guy that's supposed to pick me. He said he's at the car park. I should go meet him at the car park. So when I crossed over to the car park is not far from the airport. Okay, you just cross. Okay, now when I went to the car park, my signal, I couldn't access the Wi-Fi very well, but then I was able to call in, and he told me he's driving a black car, and he's going to come out just now. He's going to on his pointers. once I see his pointers, I would know it's the one. So immediately I ended the call. Behold, a car drove by, a black car, just as the way he described it, and it was also pointing, blinking his pointers, and he was just shouting, hey, hey, hey. And me, I was like, okay, that is the guy that is supposed to pick me up. And I've been chatting with this guy for long. I had him on WhatsApp, and obviously I've seen his face on WhatsApp. So I just bashed in, just ran into the vehicle. And the man was like, be fast, be fast, be fast. We are not allowed to stop here. But then when we moved like a minute, I looked at the driver, I was like, nah, this is not the person I'm seeing on WhatsApp. So I was like, are you, then just use a random name, are you Peter? He said yes. But the Peter on my WhatsApp has beards, but this guy doesn't have beards. But I was like, well, maybe he cut off his beard. Along the road, I noticed he picked someone else because I sat at the front, then my luggage was at the back seat. He picked someone else and the person sat at the back seat. That was when I knew there's a problem. I was like, bro, what's happening? Who the fuck are you? At that point, I knew, okay, it's like something is wrong. I was not like, are you Peter? He said, no. Then now brought out his phone, opened his Uber app, and now said I should put where I'm going to. I was like, what the hell? I told you someone is expecting, someone is supposed to pick me and his name is Peter, and you said you are Peter. What are you trying to say? So at that point I felt unsafe. So the only thing I could do is I put my hand in my pocket as if I wanted to bring anything like weapon. But me, I don't have anything in my pocket. And while my hand was in my pocket, I was looking at the rear mirror because that guy was seated at the back with my luggage. I was making it obvious that, bro, I'm looking at you. You fuck up. We'll beat ourselves here. I was just, obviously I was scared, but I didn't make it obvious. I stood my ground. Like, what's wrong with you? Who the hell are you? So it was not like, okay, can you contact Peter? Okay. So I now said, okay, you on your data, let me connect my Wi-Fi so I can reach out to Peter. When I called Peter, Peter was like, bro, where are you? I've been looking for you. And I had to explain to Peter, okay, I don't know, I think I entered the wrong vehicle. Okay, Peter now said he wants to speak with the driver. He said he's an Uber guy, whatever. So the guy spoke to him. They spoke in Swahili, so I don't really know what they were saying. But at the end of the day, the guy was like, I have to pay 400 Kenyan shilling. Bro, that's a lot of money when converted to Naira. But at that particular spot where I was, I just needed to get out of that scenario. So I was like, okay, I don't have Kenyan shilling, but my driver has Kenya. Obviously, I had money in my account, but I don't want to make any transfer from the phone there. Okay, so I just told him I had no money on me, that my money is with the person that is supposed to pick me up. So we had to wait for him to come. Then he now paid the supposed Uber guy the 400 Kenyan shilling. And trust me, we didn't even go far. We didn't go anywhere. But I mean, that was the cost of we like to say negligence on my part. Would I say it's my fault? But just so you know, so the best thing you need to do is, because once you land at Nairobi, if you are coming from Nigeria, your MTN SIM won't work. They don't have MTN here, they don't have Glow SIM, all those things won't work. So the only way you can reach out to anybody is from the airport. You just connect with the free Wi-Fi and reach out to the person. So it's best the person should just come to the airport and wait for you. Because if the person is at the car park, you will have difficulty connecting with that person. So at the end of the day, I was with my driver, and then it took me to where I lodged. So basically, I lodged in a very cheap place. I won't even say lodged, because before I came, I spoke to him. I told him to get me an apartment somewhere safe, somewhere in an estate, but not too expensive, so something cheap and safe. So he got me somewhere cheap and safe. I think where he got me, I was paying, the payment was 13,500 Kenyan shilling monthly. So here they pay monthly, just like Europe, you pay a house rent monthly. Now the 13,500 Kenyan shilling, if you convert it to Naira, that's about 190k per month. And it's just a single room. But the good thing is it's in an estate and it's safe. Okay. But I mean, if you want cheaper places, you could get for 6k, you could get for 4k, you could get for 3,500. But you know, those are very, very rural places. And for me, I'm more focused on safety and also affordability. So I felt 13,500 is fair, which is 190,000 per month. So I paid for 2 months down. Okay. So it brought me to my apartment. Um, then the next few days was when my suffering began. What made me suffer was because I made a mistake. While coming, I should have converted my naira to dollars, okay? But I didn't do that, right? And the problem was I had this faith that I was going to speak with connect with the person that took me from the airport and probably could help me change money or something. But the guy was so busy, so he did not really have my time on the onset. And then my card wasn't even working. My Mastercard, nothing was working. So for 2 days, I was hungry. I had money, but there was no way I could convert it. And then the problem is this exchange, Bureau de change here in Nairobi, they don't do naira. They don't convert naira. Naira is valueless here. So when you call them and say you have naira, you want to convert, they won't. They don't tell you they don't do it. So I had issues converting my money. But at the end of the day, thank God I was able to find an app. The app is called Pesa. So it's a good thing that I'm sharing this with you guys so you won't make any mistake. The app is called Pesa. So I downloaded the Pesa app. Now what that Pesa does is it allows me to receive, I can send Naira into the Pesa app. Then from the Pesa app, I can convert it to the Kenyan shilling. So what I now did was I quickly rushed to get the SIM card, the Safaricom. I got to adjust my international passport. In less than 20 minutes, the SIM card was working. Then I opened a Pesa app, a Nairobi Pesa app. So what that allowed me did was I was now able to convert from my Pesa app. I was able to convert my currency to Kenyan shilling from my phone. So I don't know, but I don't know if I'm explaining it well. But I mean, if you want to go, I could guide you through the process. I could also list the app in the YouTube description, so that's going to help you. But at the end of the day, I was able to convert my naira to my Kenyan shilling, okay, and things became easier. But trust me, most of the things you are used to, you won't see it yet. When I was coming, actually, before I came to Nairobi, I was thinking I should carry Gary, because normally I just love drinking Gary. It's one of my favorite things. But I was like, nah, I'll see it here in Nairobi. But trust me, I searched for. In fact, the painful thing is, wherever I went to, they'll be like, they don't. What's Gary? What's Gary? They don't know what Gary is. I was not like, okay, let me cook. When I got to the market, all I saw was not something I was used to. Everything was just different, right? So I ended up eating in the eatery. I just go to eatery, tell them they have several fruits like ugalis, kamawiki, chapati, mandazi, beef and ugali. They have their own food, yeah, and their food is also nice. So I was just eating restaurant to restaurant. But the good thing is, I didn't go to big restaurants, just normal mama puts now. Just went there, collected food. Yeah, I was eating. At least something that was close to a bar, something that was close to solid food was ugali and beef. Okay, but I mean, at the end of the day, when I searched online, there's Gary. Yes, there's Gary, but it's very expensive. Gary just one small this thing online. I think it's 2,500. That 2,500 is about 40K for one small thing. For one small thing, right? And because it's a foreign food, I won't blame them, because to them they are importing it from Nigeria. And yes, we want to eat Nigerian food. They are Nigerian foods, but they are very, very expensive. But I came here with the mindset of living in a very mild way so that anybody can go through, can follow this route that I'm following through, even if you don't have money or you don't know anybody. Okay, so basically that was how I started my life. I started eating their food, and I was getting used to the system. But one thing you need to know is Kenya are lovable people. They are lovable. Trust me, they are lovable. If I think they have special interest in Nigerians. Once you just tell them you're a Nigerian, I don't know, there's this special interest that they have in you. Like they want to know more about you. They've heard so many things about Nigerian. They know our artists, and they just want to, they just want to know you. And it was easier for me because normally I love football, and the best way as a guy, and you just need, as a guy, you just need to love football. So for me to get friends, good enough, there was a field close to my area. I just went there. I know football doesn't have any, it's easier to make friends in football. Just go there, tell them you can play. And I quickly joined the team. The team is Tel Aviv FC. I joined the team. In fact, I haven't joined them in playing their league. Settling in and just joining joining them. It was an easy process. In no time, I made friends. And trust me, I was saying Kenya is the best place. If I really want to compare Nigeria to Kenya, I will always advise you to come to Kenya, you know. But then the only problem in Kenya is there are no jobs. You can't work. Because if you are coming on a visitor's visa, you cannot work. There's no job for you. It is illegal to work, right? And for a visit visa, you could stay 3 months, then you could extend for another 3 months. So the total you can stay in Kenya as a foreigner is 6 months, right? After 6 months, you must leave Kenya and you cannot work, okay? And the painful thing is, if you even if you want to do like a study visa, you want to convert to a study visa, you still can't work. You still can't work. Now, if you want to work, you want to get a work permit. That work permit is about 500 Kenya shilling yearly. If you convert that to naira, that's about 7 million every year. Every year. For me, I feel it's not worth it. Why would I pay 7 million every year for a work permit? And I'm not even sure I'll be able to see that money back, because most Kenyans, I'm not sure they make up to 500k every year. I'm not sure. And you as a foreigner, you have to pay 500k every year to the government just to get a 1-year work permit. Now, for me, that doesn't sit well with me. But if it sits well with you, fine. But if you also want to run a business here, you also have to pay. I've forgotten how much the fee is. But generally, Kenya is a lovely place. It's like Kenya is a slow country. When I mean slow country, in the sense of everybody is doing like snail, no rushing, no gra. Everybody is taking their time. Everybody is taking their time, no rushing, no nothing. And light is standard, it's steady. Anywhere you go, there's lights. So you can never, I've been here for like 4 months now. I can't remember a time where the light went off. There's always light. And then internet is cheap. So if you're the type of person that works online, Kenya is the best place. Because internet data is cheap. So basically, if you do like 1,500, that 1,500, let's say it's about 15 to 20k. It's going to last you a month. It's not like Nigeria. How much is data now? I think it's now there for 1.5 gig. Or even if you say you want to spend 150k in Nigeria for data unlimited, before that 1 month, the data is finished. But yeah, if you just put 15k, you convert it to their currency, I think 1,500, you use your data for a month. You just keep on streaming with no worry. And I feel that's what you actually need in life. Basic necessity. There's electricity, there's water, and there's data, there's internet. What else do you need? The only problem I have is the monthly house rent. Not everybody can afford 190k monthly for you to at least be somewhere okay, manageable. But if you go to the Westland, they pay more. Some people pay 100,000 Kenya shilling per month, while some pay 20,000 Kenya shilling or 50,000 Kenya shilling. But me, I just wanted somewhere affordable that you too could actually get, and it's in an estate, it's safe. But if you want places that are not too safe, you could get for like, I think 6,000 for a room, a single room. That's 6,000. I don't know, probably I've forgotten the conversion. But what I paid was 13,500 every month, and that was 190k. So basically, it is just the house rent. But aside from that, Kenya is a beautiful place. Now, what about the women? The women are beautiful and they love Nigerians. But then they are also skeptical when it comes to Nigerians, because already Nigeria has a bad name here. I don't know what's wrong with us. Whenever we go to a place, some very bad egg among us, we just go and spoil things. They love us, they love what we do, they love our craft, so they definitely want to date us, but some part of them is scared. So that's something you need to know. When you tell them you're in Nigeria, they pick interest, but at some point you have this feeling that they are scared somehow because of things that have happened. I don't want to mention it here on this YouTube channel. But if you don't want to go through this process and how go, like you want a thumbprint, you're ready and you want to experience Kenya, just check the link. I'll drop a link where you can book a consultation, a one-on-one consultation with me. Then I'll show you how, or I'll guide you how, or I can even guide you through the process, starting from getting your e-visa for you, booking your flight tickets, and getting you an apartment, linking you up with a football team if that's what you want, linking you up with friends and everything, probably showing you around. Get it on, I'll show you around. And Don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment. The next video I'll be making is how I got to Malta. Okay, so if you are not, hit the subscribe button now. That's the best time to do it. So whenever I drop a content like this, YouTube is going to notify you.